Good evening, people. Welcome back to my favourite 100 films of all time, Part 3, Action Heavy. So we'll just jump straight into it. Number 50 is True Lies. Arnold was never, ever, ever going to play James Bond. So I've always thought this is his version, not the right word, but his film where he gets to play the James Bond character. Like, excuse me, where's your invitation? Puffs on a cigar, blows up fucking everything. Here's my invitation. 49, Mortal Kombat, the 95 version. 48, RoboCop. I hate having to say the original version, but violent as fuck. Great score. Just a great flick. Number 47, Point Break. Now, when I think of Point Break, and I've listened to other people talk about Point Break, people that aren't so keen on it, and I have to agree, when I try and think back to an action scene or two action scenes that really stand out and jump out at you, apart from the bank robbery, they have a surf, and they jump out of a plane. There's not a great deal of action, but when I watch it, I love it. I don't know if it's where it's set. And the two leads, Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze. But I just have a blast when I watch it. Number 46, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, aka Mission Impossible 5. Saw this in the cinema. And then we're going to watch it. A fantastic action flick. A lot of fun, lots of stuff going on. 45, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Sean Connery steals most of, if not every scene he's in. Number 44, these two could flip-flop as well. The Mummy, 99, Brendan Fraser, my favourite version of The Mummy. It's everything that the 30s Mummy isn't. 43, Ninja Turtles, original 90s film. Still the best Turtles film. 42, I've split these next four up just because. But 42 is Blade 2. My biggest complaint of Blade 2 is you've got Donnie Yen in it and you give him nothing to do. Then 41, Grumpier Old Men, which is in the summertime. And Sophia Loren's in it, and the bait shop's being turned into a restaurante, and all the shenanigans with that. Number 40, Blade, the original Blade. Special effects don't look special anymore, but opening scene's tremendous. And 39, Grumpy Old Men, which is set in the winter. And I just love it. I've said it before, ice fishing. That's so alien to me. You have a shed on the ice over a lake, you drill a hole and you go fishing. I'd love to do that. 6-pack of beer in the corner, a little bit of a TV there. Good stuff. 38, You've Just Been Erased. Eraser, James Caan, Arnold. The worst CGI crocodile you'll ever see, and Arnold kills it and goes, your luggage. 37, Kindergarten Cop. Yeah. I often forget about the beginning of this because it's Arnie undercover as a teacher, but there's a bit of action at the beginning which sets everything up. I watched this on Christmas Day. I watched this Christmas Day with the family. Yes, I forgot about that. It was only, it was a few weeks ago. Yeah, Christmas Day we watched this. 36, The Fugitive, Harrison Ford. One of the few Harrison Ford films I liked before I liked Harrison Ford. 35, Lethal Weapon 2. Not as fun for me as the first one, but still, the opening scene's great. 34, a film full of one-liners. It's showtime. The Running Man with Arnold. 33, The Dark Knight. Is it as good and as loved as it is because Heath Ledger died? Had he lived, would people think as highly of it. But I like the entire Dark Knight trilogy. I think only the first two are on this list, but the Dark Knight, I like it. From the first time I saw it, I liked it. 32 Rush Hour 2. Now, I don't usually like people with high-pitched voices and they never shut the hell up. So Chris Tucker should have known the shit out of me, but he doesn't. I find him funny. The action stuff with Jackie Chan is cool. 31 Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? Number 30, Air Force One, a kick-ass president when his plane gets taken over by terrorists led by none other than Gary Oldman. 29, Back to the Future 2. We go back in time, we go forward in time. You get a bit of the first film thrown in. It's great stuff. 28, Terminator 2. And 27, The Terminator. They can flip-flop, but I've often loved T2 more. When I think about it, I really think about it, I just edge The Terminator. And number 26, the first Lethal Weapon film, where Riggs and Murtaugh get together. The Lethal Weapon films, don't remember much of the action, weeks later, like I do with Eraser or I do with Blade. But what I remember and what keeps me coming back is Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Riggs and Murtaugh. They keep me coming back to Lethal Weapon, and I will always come back to Lethal Weapon. So there you go. That is part 3. Next is also full of action films, surprise, surprise, but it is what it is. Everyone knows I love action. So there you go. Part 3, back next week to end it all with part 4.